Hello guys and welcome to AOR F6 for round number 12 here at the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring, and we are excited for a cracker of a race in store for us here in Budapest, Monaco without the walls as they like to call it. Obviously the three compounds of tyres available to these guys are going to be the medium tyres, the soft tyres and the ultra soft tyre compounds around this 14 corner lap. And we're going to see what these guys are going to be able to do. Sun's out and it is looking very fine with the weather, and we're going to see what the ultimate pace of these guys are here in qualifying before we see what their race pace will be like. Major overtaking zone into turn 1 and on the run down to turn 2. Two DRS zones as well on the run down into turn 1 and carrying on into turn 2. It should aid overtaking lovely as we got Godamiguez, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I've butchered your name. That usually does happen quite a lot. I mean, I usually come on here, try to pronounce the name and absolutely butcher it. But here he comes. He's winding up now for his first qualifying run, but he does go a little bit off circuit, probably trying to get the best run out. DRS wide open on the run down to turn 1. Let's see if he picks his braking points. Lovely. Gas through there, no problem. A little bit of a wiggle on the back end actually as he opens the DRS for a second time around. Turn 2 he does go. In fact, let's get the lap delta up. I'm expecting qualifying to be around the 116 area. Oh, a little bit of a back end slide from Godamiguez as he gets on the curb on exit, and you know it's gonna happen as he goes off track. Not what he wants. This is not going to be a clean lap, but at least he'll get one on the board with that McLaren, which is following behind. I'm not sure if that's James or Bullet, but we'll see a Sloshy in the Sauber pops in a 17.9, a good lap from Sloshy, though I am expecting times to be into the 16s. And there we go, straight away 17.045 for the Mercedes driver on the set of the soft tyres. Bullet, who was the McLaren behind him, going half a second slower on the inferior ultra soft tyre. Now I say inferior just because as a race tyre it's not the one you want to be on. I believe the one stop from softs to mediums is the way to go around this circuit. But you know, this circuit also, track position is key, so I understand why some would want the set times on the ultra soft tyres. As we got a yellow flag in sector 2. Now I've actually got to check something because I thought we did have someone who has a quali ban, so I'm just gonna go check that 2 seconds just to make sure they haven't broken the rules. Let me just have a little look. As these guys are going to be putting in their first few laps, just going to check for this qualifying situation. I do believe there is one person who does have a quali ban. If I can find Where's it to? Right, well, not sure. Let me just check 2 seconds, guys. Ah, Vallicello is supposed to have a quali ban, and he has set a time on the ultra soft tyres. That is not going to bode well. That is not going to bode well whatsoever with the guys who run this particular league, as well as the stewards as well. I believe he got a quali ban for accumulating penalty points. It's not great for the Ferrari driver if he's gone out and set a lap time, as he is coming back out again. So defiant is the Ferrari driver. Now last week's race winner Don Silva is coming around the final corner. See what kind of time he can do. He goes up into 7th for an 18.1 on the medium compound tyre. Now these guys are just going to be setting laps on the mediums until time is right to jump in and set one flyer on the soft compound tyres, as we got Stern, who is retired from the session, so he's not going to be improving, and it's not a very good lap time from him, if I'm honest. A 19.3. He could be at the back of the grid, as we got Don Silva. Oh my god, Sloshy going straight into the wall. What was that all about? Did he just lose it on the curb? I'm not sure, but that is heartbreaking. But we're going to see if it's time to keep him in the top 10. I'm not sure, because once these guys chuck on the soft compound tyres, they're going to be going a lot faster. So at the moment on provisional pole, we have Gordon Miguez on the soft tyres. He is the reserve driver for today. And we got Bullet in second on a set of soft tyres. He is now, but his fastest time is on the ultra soft tyres. And then we got Infinities in third, who was in the pits along with James, Jacob, Don Silva, Rich and Richmond. So we got both of the Riches, Linus Stern in 8th and 9th. And we got the other Renault or Sneaky Ninja just rounding out that top 10. But with Sloshy crashing out, that is gonna be gutting for him. Especially on this circuit, it is so difficult to overtake Monaco without the barriers, as it is called. Now I might take this time to go through on what happened last week and what it has done to the drivers' standings. As soon as it decides to load up, come on, in your own time. Okay, we're Sloshy with his second place last week, he does jump up to first in the championship with 122.7 points clear of second place. Jacob, who did actually have quite a appalling time in Germany last week, getting 10th place. It was points on the board, but only one to his name. And last week's winner, Don Silva, made a good jump up to third in the championship on 108 points. And then we got the first Williams of Baba in fourth with 93 points. And then we got SJH, last week's podium sitter, in fifth place in the championship with 80 points to his name. And then we got a very close fight. We got Dale in the first of the Hasses and James in the McLaren. 3 points separating them. Dale on 76 and James on 73. And there's a bit of a gap down then to 8th place, Ivan, who has 56 points to his name. And 9th place, Infinities, who is, this will be his 4th race of the season, but he has 50 points to his name. He got back-to-back wins and unfortunately DNF'd last week, so he's going to be looking for a major improvement. As we see a lot of guys coming out now on the soft compound tyre, so this is where we're going to see times come down. And rounding out the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship is Bullet on 44 points. And you know, he's going to want to try and convert one of these races because he's had a bit of an off-season. Admittedly, he has. He feels like he could have been there fighting for so much more than what he actually has had. So we hope the best for him here at the Hungary ring. And I probably butchered that as well as Hungary ring, and I. So key places to look for overtaking will be down into turn 1 and down into turn 2 with the aid of DRS. Also, turn 12 will be a key area for a little bit of a dive bomb, and turn 6 and 7, the chicane, they could also be areas for a bit of a dive bomb, as we got the McLaren of James parking it up, retiring from the session. As we got Vallicello going off, the man who has a qualifying ban to my knowledge, but he has qualified in 7th place at the moment, but he's parked up. I think that could be game over for Vallicello, and he's been disqualified. He's disqualified himself from the session, and he will start at the back, but I think that could mean that he's realised he's got a quali ban and he has decided to disqualify himself. Are we going to see anyone getting into the 16s as Baba pops up into second? Pardon me. You might hear me coughing a few times during this stream. Unfortunately, I have had the flu earlier this week and I'm still recuperating from it. So forgive me for a couple of coughs here and there, but we're here getting ready for one last flyer from these guys. 3 minutes left in the session. Who's going to be taking pole position? Because at the moment, I'm going to pronounce it wrong every single time, and Gortamiguez is on provisional pole at this moment with a 17.045. And there's the man who will be on the front row with him as it stands. Baba in the Williams. He dropped down to 4th in the championship last week. He's going to be wanting to bring that back. And Bullet at the moment, he has chucked on a set of ultra soft tyres, though he's still in the pits. So we're going to see now what kind of lap times these guys are going to do. Interesting to point out as well that Sloshy, after his crash in qualifying, has dropped down to 9th, which is not going to help him out whatsoever, because these guys are going to be going faster. They're going to be going faster on fresher, softer compound tyres. So Sloshy could be starting outside the top 10. As Sneaky Ninja retires from the session, we're on board with Bullet. We're looking around to see who's going to be crossing the line first. As SJH goes wide, lest the Toro Rosso go through of Danger. Actually, SJ coming into the pit, so that's his qualifying session over. And we're on board with Dan Gur right now. Was on the soft compound tyre. It was a great debut from Dan Gur and Romata last week as SJH retires on the session. A great debut from these two guys last week. Let's see if they can keep the good fortunes moving forward. But at the moment, Stern is under a lot of pressure. He's going to be at the back of the grid, I think. And I've just checked the stream. Sloshy did just confirm there was an oversteer snap through turn 4, which sent him into the wall. It's unfortunate, but he will be starting with 3 choice of tyre compounds outside the top 10, because Danger has just popped in a 16.9 on provisional pole. Will anyone else go faster? Where's Bullet? Bullet goes with a 15.9. Unbelievable pace. But he is on the ultra soft tyre, remember. And I think that's it, unless Richmond, he's the only one left. And Richmond and Romata. What's Richmond going to do? He's going to pull into the pits. He can't improve. And Romata goes up into P3. So there we go. We got Bullet on pole position on the ultra soft tyres. And then we got Danger in second place on the soft tyre with a 16.9. I did say the 16s was where I was looking, but Bullet absolutely smashed it with a 115.9. The pole man, the McLaren, the guy who's looking for a big result here this weekend. So we got Bullet on pole, Danger in second place, Romata in third, Infinities in fourth. And we're going to run through them real quick right now, as soon as they show us the screen for the results. Right, so we got Bullet on pole, Danger second, Romata third, Infinities fourth, Godamiguez in fifth, Baba 6th, SJH 7th, Dale in 8th, Ivan 9th, Sneaky Ninja rounds off the top 10. In 11th we got Nas, in 12th we got Richmond, in 13th we got James, in 14th we got Sloshy, in 15th we got Rich 500, 16th, Jacob, way down the order. And in 17th, we got last week's race winner, Dawn Silver. 18th, Stern, and bringing up the rear, Vallicello, who did have a quali ban, but he actually set times in qualifying before he got himself disqualified from qualifying. So that could be something to take to the stewards post-race. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out as the skies look clear. We could be in for a completely dry race, and I hope that we are, because we haven't had a completely dry race in quite some time in this league. And I'm excited. I know you guys are excited as well. Let me know in the comments of the stream. Let me know who's your favourite for victory. Who's going to be the master of Hungary? Let me know in the comments. We're going to have the championship leaders, Sloshy and Jacob, coming from the back of the field. And we're going to have Infinities close to the front. Infinity's very capable of winning this race, making it 3 out of 4 for him. SJH, last week's podium sitter, he had a great scrap for third last week, and it'll be interesting to see if he can get up the order anyway, as well as Baba. Actually, Baba could be one to keep an eye out for as well. You know, 13 points between SJH and Baba in the championship. And Dale, actually, Dale's pretty close to him as well. You know, 4 points between SJH and Dale. As we get the tyre compounds on for you, everyone outside the top 10 apart from Stern in 18th place has opted for the medium compound tyre. So this will be a race of attrition for these guys outside the top 10. They just got to put the times in, press on in this first stint, and then in the second stint they should have the better tyre, the quicker tyre, and they should be able to go for it. Bullet, on the other hand, he's got to absolutely gun it off the line, try to get that gap going, and maybe he might be on for a 2-stop strategy, but who knows? 35 laps, that is what's going to be happening. 35 laps of flat out action as they are forming up on the grid, and we are waiting for Vallicello to form up on the grid, waiting for 5 red lights and the beginning of this race. And here we go to 5 red lights for round number 12 at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lights are out and we are underway, and it's an awful camera angle for me, but as we can see, a few positions gained straight away as we got 4 wide into turn 1 as the Sauber goes around the outside and gets into the lead. A brilliant start for Romata as we got a bit of ping pong action going on behind. Guys jostling for position as we got, let's go into the middle, let's have a look at the midfield. And it's an awful camera angle, but we got side by side into turn 4. Very ballsy stuff as we got SJH looking at the back of that Toro Rosso as we got a bit of curb cut in there from, I think that was Baba, I'm not sure. But it seems to have settled down slightly. Let's just have a look at the positions changed. Who was the big loser on lap 1? And it looks to be that Nas is the big loser, but something's got to be said straight away. Look at where Vallicello is, starting at the back of the grid. He is up into P10, so a big winner He probably licked the stamp and sent it down the inside of everyone, and it worked out well for him. As Romata is now, he's already out of DRS, and he is looking to pull away from Bullet. This is not good for Bullet's race, as we got some scrapping going on further down the grid. And we've got Vallicello and James side by side. And here goes James around the outside of turn 2. Vallicello squeeze him out. As we got the Renault side by side with each other. And Don Silva right on the back of Sloshy for P13. I mean, we're getting some awful camera angles at the moment, aren't we? And that's a decent one, a nice overhead shot, giving us a nice little perspective of the race as Infinity's closing up to Baba. In fact, Infinity's was overtaken by Baba. So he'll be looking to try and get back in front as quickly as possible. Now for Bullet, he's got to try and catch up as quickly as possible. Get past Romata, try and get a gap while those ultra soft tyres are still good, because they're not going to be great for much longer. As Dale is all over the back of Ivan. The Haas versus the Ferrari. And behind we got the other Haas and the other Ferrari having a bit of a battle. Richmond and Vallicello. With the McLaren of James not far behind. And Richmond has actually lost quite a lot of places. Was there any contact with him and Vallicello, or was it just a mistake? I'm not sure. But Vallicello just continues on. There doesn't appear to be any damage on that Ferrari, so... Oh, bang on. He has understeered off the circuit, which is not good for the Ferrari driver. I'm trying to look to see if there's any damage on that Ferrari, but it doesn't appear to be. As Dale now is right on the back of that Ferrari. DRS open. Is the Ferrari going to send it around the outside of the Red Bull? SJH under pressure, able to defend into turn 1, but here we go. Here comes the run down to turn 2. The Ferrari goes around the outside. It's side by side through turn 2 and squeezed him out, did the Red Bull driver. As Jacob at the back of the grid, he's making up some positions now, getting up into P17. He's got to try and salvage this race. It appears to have got away from him slightly at the start. As we got Baba getting close to Bullet. Those tyres that must be going off now. As Romata gets a 3-second time penalty already, so it hasn't taken long for the warnings to accumulate into a penalty, as Bullet is dropping back. He is dropped back to 4th place, and there he goes off again. He's dropped another 2 positions. He's got to come into the pits. Yep, straight away. It was an impressive quali lap from him, but it hasn't accumulated into a great race strategy. So that's going to promote everyone up a position, and we'll drop Bullet to the back of the grid. As he chucks on a set of the soft tyres, so he's definitely going for the 2-stop strategy. Is Bullet. I mean, I think a 2-stop was the only way for him to go anyway. So we got Romata leading the way by 2 seconds to Gortamiguez, who is 2 seconds clear of Baba. As SJH has dropped some positions, and there goes Dale. That was Vallicello clipping the back of Dale, sending the Haas driver around. Oh no! Heartbreak for Dale. I wonder if that's what's happened with a few of the drivers so far who has gone off. There's a little bit of carbon fibre that just went off then. So we just had Vallicello clipping the back of Dale. I mean, SJH also went down the order, so I wonder if the same thing happened to SJH. I'm not sure. As we had the virtual safety car out, and it is now in, and here goes Sloshy down the inside of both Ferraris into turn one. Great stuff, and I think he's made the move on Vallicello. He has done a great restart there for Sloshy, and here goes SJH around the outside of turn two. Can he make it work? He's still there down the inside into turn three. Vallicello goes off circuit, comes back on, but you're tucked back behind the Red Bull driver for P9. And that was a great restart there from Sloshy. He absolutely timed it to perfection to send it down the inside of both Ferraris into turn one. And that is why he is the championship leader, as Gordamiguez in the Mercedes picks up a 3-second time penalty. Probably exploring a little bit too much of the track for race controls liking. But it was an unbelievable restart there for the Sauber driver, as Vallicello is under pressure from Richmond. This is for 9th place. And we got Don Silva, last week's race winner, is right behind them as well. So this could be a move into turn one. Is Richmond going to send it down the inside? He moves to the inside. He has sent it. And he has got it done. And there goes Vallicello into the wall. Off the curbs and into the wall goes the Ferrari driver. Unbelievable. Will that be a safety car or a virtual safety car? I'm not sure. Time will tell. But that's heartbreaking for Vallicello. But one man that might be happy to see that come up might be Dale, considering Vallicello clipped the back of Dale's car, sending him around. As we still got yellow flags in Sector 2. As we got a nice little battle for third brewing up between Baba, Infinities and Danger, and Vallicello's left the session. Can Infinities get close enough to send one down the inside into turn one? No, but he does close up right to the back of that Williams car. Will this be a move into turn two as we wait for him to come around? DRS wide open? No, he's going to stick it behind him. So the race is kind of equalised out at this moment in time, and here we go. Infinities all over the back of Baba. This is the battle for third. And we are on lap 8 of 35. In this Grand Prix, time has absolutely flown by. So far we've had one retirement from the Grand Prix, and that was Vallicello, who lost the back end on the curb on the exit of turn 1 and completely put it into the wall. And our championship leader, Sloshy, he is up into 7th place now after that disappointing quali session. So he is making some good time up. And Bullet, who started on the ultra soft tyres, he is up into 15th now after making our first pit stop. And our Force India is getting very close to the back of that Williams. And here we go, they're going to be side by side into turn 2. Yes, they are. Around the outside goes the Force India. Can he get a move done? No. And he gets a little bit of pressure from Danger in the Toro Rosso. So this is an epic battle for third on the road as it stands. As SJH has got past Sloshy, I can confirm that. So these guys are having another little battle, much like what happened last week. Pardon me. So we're going to go back on board with this battle for third place. I do believe with DRS Infinities is a lot closer. This could be a move down into turn 1 as Infinities has opened DRS. Will he send it down the inside? He's moved to the inside. He's going to send it. But Baba's still there on the outside. But Infinities will have a double bite of the cherry. And there he goes into turn 2. Comfortably in third place now. Baba's going to have to stick to the back of Infinities. As I was just checking the comment section in the stream, I must have missed her. I was too busy looking at Sloshy's restart, where he went 3 wide with the 2 Ferraris into turn 1. I must have missed that, but if we caught it on stream, there may be something for us to look back for the Stewarts a little bit later. But thanks for bringing that up. But no, Baba hasn't closed back up to Infinities. Infinities has got away Danger now. With all the pressure on that Williams driver. Can he get P4? Maybe not now. But here goes Sloshy. He's having a look at SJH. He's going to send it around the outside. The Sauber versus the Red Bull. He's going to have a double bite of the cherry as the wheels touch slightly. And here he goes down the inside. No way past the Red Bull car at this moment in time. But Sloshy does have to... He's just got to keep calm right now. He knows his tyres will become the better tyres eventually. Those tyres will come to him. And he'll be on the faster compound at the end of the race. As Bullet got a 3-second time penalty, that's not going to help him out. So we got a great battle going on by here. Look at all these cars getting quite close to each other. All going to have DRS within each other. And here goes one Renault on the other. Sneaky Ninja having a look down the inside. Don Silva doesn't make the move though. This is for the bottom end of the points. And we got Jacob at the back of that little train. So we got Jacob at the back of that train, Sloshy at the front of that train. Sloshy needs a good exit now. Out of turn 1 and he's got it. He's going to send it down the inside into turn 2. But once again, that Red Bull proving very difficult to pass. We're on lap 12 out of 13. Sorry, lap 12 out of 35. Sorry, my bad. And so far, Romata in the Sauber has just been dominating this race. He's kept that gap Lovely to Gordomiguez in second. Since the start, that Sauber has been untouched. And Infinity's actually getting close to Gordomiguez. So will this be a move into turn 1? I don't think it's close enough this lap, but maybe next lap he'll have a look. So Infinity's probably the biggest threat to Romata right now, because Infinity's is flying. And Danger is still over the back of Baba. Ivan is in a world of his own. 8 seconds behind Danger, but 4 seconds behind this. 4 seconds ahead of this train of SJ, Sloshy, Richmond, Don Silva, Sneaky Ninja, Nas, and Jacob. As we got Hammer setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and Don Silva has retired. He's binned it on the exit of turn 4. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Last week's race winner. Must have been a snap of oversteer on that curb, and you hate to see it. You do hate to see it. It's very easily done though. As we go past his stricken car, which is it's already been removed apparently. And virtual safety car. In comes the Sauber, the race leader. In comes second place, and Infinity's is going to continue on for a lap, so he will have the lead of the race. It's just going to be a stroke of genius from the Sauber of Romata. Essentially, this could be a free pit stop for him. As he comes out side by side with the Ferrari of Ivan. And Ivan does get ahead. So let's have a look at the gap to the leader. 12.8 seconds. The gap from Infinity's to Romata. And I think that the virtual safety car has actually played to Romata's favour right here. Because once he clears Ivan, he's got 10.6 seconds to Danger. Just clean air for him to race in. But once those tyres warm up, because you know, when they first come on, they are very cold. And we got this epic battle, and Gordomiguez has come out right in the middle of it. Just ahead of his teammate. He is in 8th place, his teammate 9th. And Jacob's still at the back of that. Baba is also pitted and come out down in 10th. As SJH comes into the pits. Infinity's is also into the pits. He is coming out now. And he's going to drop behind Jacob. So he rejoins at the back of that train. As SJH is all the way down in 13th place. Hammer setting another fastest lap at 19.9. The man in the McLaren is absolutely flying. So Gordomiguez does get past Richmond in the Haas. And we got Sloshy leading this train right now. Oh no! It's a little bit of contact made there between Gordomiguez and Sloshy now. I'm not sure if that was lag or desync or whether it was intentional or not. I think personally it was probably lag, because based after what happened last week when we was on board with Sloshy, there was quite a bit of lag going on. As here goes Gordomiguez down the inside, and he makes the move, and he will have another bite of DRS just to pull away slightly. And on fresh medium tyres, there's nothing. Sloshy can't answer that. So Infinities is now at the back of that little group as SJH gets a 3-second time penalty. Not going to help him out whatsoever. So Infinities has got to try and clear this traffic as quickly as possible. We've got Jacob at the back, unable to find any way through at the time being. And Sloshy unable to pull away from Richmond. And James picks up a 3-second time penalty also. Very easy to get a track extension warning on this track, especially at turn 4. As we got Infinities in the background making a move on the Red Bull of Jacob, and there he goes down the inside. Both will have DRS on the run down to turn 2. Jacob will try to keep it down the inside, but Infinity swoops around the outside and gets up into P6. So Infinity's now starting to make a bit of progress on these cars who have yet to pit. As we got Richmond all over the back of Sloshy as we come through the end of sector 2, and he loses some time right there, and maybe Nas will have a look. Yeah, he's done a little bit of a switchback line. He's cut underneath him, and Nas gets up into P4. Brilliant move from Nas. And Infinities now will be right there on the back of him as we come onto the main straight, as Gordon Miguez gets a 19.8 for a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. So Gordon Miguez is flying on those mediums. And we got Infinity side by side. He's going to go down the inside, and he gets the move done. Infinity's now up into 5th place, cutting his way through this traffic, as we got Baba in the background all over Jacob for 7th. As Romata gets a 3-second time penalty, that's not going to help him out at all. As we're on lap 18 of 35. At the moment, the Sauber of Romata 4.7 seconds ahead of Gordon Miguez in the Mercedes. And then we got this battle by Sloshy in the other Sauber and Nas in the other Mercedes, yet to make a pit stop, but are currently 3rd and 4th on track, with Infinities DRS wide open, having a little look down the inside of Nas. This could be for P4, and Infinities gets the job done. Actually, you might not have it done if Nas can get some good traction coming back, but he doesn't make any sort of move into turn 2. So Infinity's now up into 4th place. Now the only traffic for Infinities to get through now is Sloshy, the championship leader. Now, will Sloshy make it easy for Infinities, knowing that he's not in the same race, or will he make Infinities work for it? Time will tell. And Jacob actually gets up in the 6th place. I have missed that somewhere, unless someone has made a pit stop. Not seeing anyone making any pit stops. I think Richmond just lost a lot of time. As Sloshy comes into the pit, so that releases Infinities. So, a set of soft tyres to the end of the race perhaps. Here we go, straps on the set of the soft tyres, a new front wing as well. Excuse me. And he is underway. So right now we're just waiting for Nas and Jacob and Richmond to make a pit stop, and Bullet needs to make a second pit stop as well. But he has proven those tyres can go 15 laps. Is he going to be coming into the pits at the end of this lap to chuck on a second set of soft tyres? But I think that strategy of qualifying on the ultra soft tyres has absolutely shot Bullet in the foot. As Infinities is 9 seconds off the lead, as Nas and Jacob do come into the pits right now for their pit stops. And it'll be soft tyres to the end of the race, I am sure of it. So Bullet gets back up into 6th place, but he's not going to stay there. He will have to make another pit stop as Ivan does get past that McLaren on fresher mediums. We are in a stage of the race right now where everyone's quite spread out. Actually, Jacob has done the overcut. Jacob and Nas have overcut Sloshy. The overcut has absolutely worked a treat for Jacob and Nas. Unbelievable stuff. I would have been sure that the undercut would have worked out better for these guys. But no, the overcut was the way to go as Jacob goes off circuit. But this is the fight that we got right now. First and second in the championship. They're not even battling for points right now. This is just for pride. This is just to show who the better man is at this moment in time, as Nas appears to be getting away from him. But I'm sure Sloshy will get past with the aid of DRS now on the run down to turn 1. And here we go, DRS wide open. Let's be a move to the inside. Yes, he does go to the inside. And it's a lovely move. And Sloshy up into P10 as Bullet made a pit stop. So this is for literally the last point on the board. As Bullet now, fresh soft tyres. Can he come back? As Jacob gets a 3-second time penalty, not going to help him. Excuse me once again for coughing. So we got a few battles on track right now. We got this battle for 7th between the Red Bull of SJH and the Renault of Sneaky Ninja. And we got this battle for the last point. Sloshy and Jacob. The first and second in the championship. And going down further, we got Bullet, who is just ahead of Richmond. But you gotta think that Bullet's got the pace to pull away. And Stern is very much out of sync in this race. And I do believe he will be pitting again. But we got Sloshy setting a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix with an 18.9. But apart from these few battles that we got, everyone else appears to be quite spread apart as Rodriguez gets another 3-second time penalty. In fact, that might be something to have a look at. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. So Romata's got 1 3-second time penalty there. One penalty, two. So he's got 2 penalties. That's a 6-second penalty for Romata, and a 9 seconds worth of penalties for Rodriguez. What about Infinities? Infinities got 2 warnings, so next warning will be a penalty for Infinities. But as it stands right now, Infinities is 2 seconds out of Romata's time, but Romata is being closed in by Infinities and Rodriguez a fair bit. Rodriguez, he might be under pressure for 3rd place as well, because Danger is not that far off. Now this battle has actually heated up a bit. Sneaky Ninja, where's he just come from? He's dropped a long way back, and so has SJH as well. Have these guys just had so much pace that they've caught up to him? I'm not sure. But here they are now, battling the likes of Nas, Jacob and Sloshy. And Jacob has actually got past Sloshy again. As Sloshy got very close to the back of Jacob. And here goes Jacob on Sneaky Ninja down the inside. And Sloshy goes even further down the inside of both of them. It's 3 wide into turn 1. Sloshy makes the move on the pair of them. And here we go, Jacob and Sneaky Ninja side by side momentarily. But Jacob able to get up into P10, Sloshy up into P9. Nas is on a charge right now, up in P7. SJH, he is gonna be, will there be any team play going on by here? That's the question we gotta ask right now. Will there be any team play going on, as Bullock gets a 3-second time penalty and James gets a 3-second time penalty? So both McLarens exploring track limits once again. As we are on lap 26 of 35, Romata still leading the way from Rodriguez in 2nd, Infinities in 3rd, Danger in 4th, Baba in 5th, Ivan 6th, Nas in 7th, SJH in 8th, Sloshy in 9th, and Jacob in 10th place. So we got James getting past Stern for 14th place on track, and it's not a good day for the McLaren boys. But this is the closest battle that we got right now. SJ against Sloshy for P8. Jacob not too far behind. So will this be a relatively easy pass with DRS? Pardon me again. And here goes Sloshy down the inside. It is a relatively easy move as Jacob goes down the inside and he's made contact. Jacob dove it down the inside, made contact with Sloshy. Unbelievable. That's going to be something for the stewards to look at after the race. That was a reckless dive from Jacob in a bid to keep his championship rival close to him. Unbelievable. As Richmond sets a new fastest lap with an 18.8, but Jacob sending one from the moon down the inside, unable to make the corner, just career straight on into Sloshy. Contact made. Jacob gets half spun around and loses a lot of time, and he's lost a lot of positions. I think that might be a front wing gone. Let's actually let's have a little look here. If they want to give us a camera angle we can actually work with. I do think that is a very damaged front wing. Yes, it is. He has lost a nice chunk on that right side of his car. Oh, sorry, on the left side, as Jacob actually retires from the race. Unbelievable scenes. Now the gap between Romata and Gordamiguez is closing, but I don't think it's closing fast enough. Infinities is actually dropping back. He is dropping back from Gordamiguez, but not from Romata. He is matching pace with Romata. This is not what Infinities needs. He needs to be closing in on these guys. I mean, he doesn't have the ERS to do anything at the moment. And Danger actually has over 60% of the battery left. So Danger could be closing in on Infinities. As we got Sneaky Ninja getting close to the back of SJH. This is for P9 and 10. In fact, Rich is right behind them as well, so it's not all over yet for these guys. Going for the small points of the day, but points are points, and every point counts. As Sloshy is now starting to close in on Nas, but he gets a 3-second time penalty. As this race right now has really kind of leveled out a bit. We got this three-way scrap for the last point playing positions. SJH, Sneaky Ninja and Rich all fighting it out for 9th, 10th and 11th. And Sloshy is closing in on Nas. But this is the closest battle we have on track, so we're going to stick on board with it. As we got the two McLarens getting close to each other also, but is out of the points, lads. We got SJH under a lot of pressure from Sneaky Ninja. And we got Rich right behind him, looking to get involved. And Sloshy is now within the second of Nas, so he will have DRS if he can just maintain it. As they're going to go onto the straight, DRS will be enabled. Probably a bit too far back this lap to do anything. Yes, he is. And we're going to have Rich looking to make a move on Sneaky Ninja for 10th place. Here he goes down the inside. And they're going to be side by side on the run down to turn 2 maybe. No. Sneaky Ninja able to hold on for the time being. As we got Sloshy all over the back of Nas. He's literally pushing him around turn 5 there. As they go through the chicane of turn 6 and 7. Through turn 8 as we got this lovely overhead shot of them going through turn 9. And the kink of turn 10. The tricky turn 11. As they hit the second sector split into turn 12 around the long corner of turn 13. And this will be the slingshot now coming onto the straight with DRS wide open again. Now this will be Sloshy's chance down the inside. Nas defends the inside. Sloshy will go around the outside. Is he going to make it work? And he gets the job done around the outside. And he'll have the inside line now. The turn. Turn 2, 3, and so on as we go back to this fight night now for 9th, 10th, and 11th. And if they hold each other up even more, you can see that McLaren in the background. As Stern sets the new fastest lap, understandable really, he is on the ultra soft tyres. As Richmond sets a new fastest lap. So those guys at the back of the grid race over. They're just going for glory right now with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And at the moment it is Richmond's for the taking. And James is now all over the back of this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a 4-way scrap and Bullet is not too far behind either. As here we go. DRS wide open. Are there going to be any moves into turn 1? Sneaky Ninja tries around the outside. SJH able to defend the inside. And it's lovely. A lovely bit of defensive work from SJH. But here goes Sneaky Ninja down the inside. And that was a very sneaky pop down the inside. Sneaky as his name entails. And we got the McLarens closing in the background as well. But is the laps running out from lap 34, 35. Just the rest of this lap and 2 more laps. And that is your lot. And James has definitely lost a lot of pace to these guys ahead. And here goes Rich. DRS on the Red Bull. He moves to the inside. Down the inside he'll go. But he's unable to get the job done down the inside. But he will have another bite of DRS as he switches from the outside to the inside. Contact has been made into turn 2. Will Rich let SJH back through? I'm not sure, but that is for the last points paying position. Sneaky Ninja has managed to get away from these guys, but I don't know, is there a question of sportsmanlike conduct there? Should Rich have given the position back, considering contact was made for him to overtake SJH? I don't know, let me know in the comments. But we are on the final lap of the race right now as these guys cross the line to start their final lap. James not that far behind. He's right on the back of this little fight for 10th place. Can he get it though? I'm not sure. But where's the race leader? He's only a second ahead of Godamiguez. But they're coming for the final sector through turns 13. And here they come around the final corner. It's gonna be victory for Romata, victory for Alfa Romeo Sauber, and Godamiguez, a great debut for him, getting second place. And Infinities will cross. He'll cross the line third, but Dango will be promoted to second because of penalties, which drop them both down. And Infinities doesn't even get third. Infinities 4/10 of a second off third place. That penalty absolutely done him over, as we got Baba and Ivan crossing the line. Sloshy crosses the line also. Nas will get promoted to 7th because of Sloshy's penalty. But here we go, James into 11th place. But I don't think he's going to stay there. He also has penalties. And it is going to be Rich who gets 9th. Sneaky Ninja who will get 10th due to penalties. And SJH will get 11th. Bullet 12th. James in 13th as Stern has left the session. And Jacob has left the session also. Unbelievable racing we have had here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. So there is your podium, and it's a very fresh podium right there with 3 new drivers to the league. Romata in the Alfa Romeo Sauber getting the victory. Dango in the Toro Rosso, able to get second, crosses the line fourth on track, but gets second due to penalties. And the debutant Godamiguez gets third. And it was an unbelievable race from these 3 guys by here. These 3 new guys, Infinities as well, kind of new. So the new class coming in, showing the old guard how it's done. And it was a fantastic race. I very much enjoyed that. We had a bit of controversy as well. Vallicello, what could have been. I mean, a great start from Vallicello. A bit of contact. I saw him with Dale, which turned Dale around. What could have been for Dale's race if that didn't happen. Bullet, just the wrong strategy on the day. James, I don't know what happened. Someone mentioned the restart. He got brake tested. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch that. I didn't actually see that. Sloshy getting a fantastic restart of the virtual safety car. The contact between Jacob and Sloshy as well into turn 1. It was a dive bomb from way back from Jacob. Unable to slow it down. Crashed into his championship rival, and unfortunately Jacob doesn't see any points out of it. But it was a fantastic race, and I'm glad I was here to commentate for you guys. Now unfortunately there won't be no interviews tonight as I do have to shoot off. But, you know, I think you can all join me in congratulating Romata on a fantastic race win and the first win of this season. And I believe that does take the number of race winners up to 3, 4, 5, 7 different race winners that are still racing in this league at the moment. 8 altogether, but that is the 7th race winner of the season. Congratulations, Romata. Congratulations, Gordamiguez. Congratulations, the Danger on the podium. Fantastic stuff. And we shall catch you next week for the Belgian Grand Prix. One of my personal favourite tracks, Spa. And we will catch you next week for that. So until then, guys, have a fantastic week, and we shall catch you next week. Peace.